Hello, everyone. And today this is going to be something interesting. Really, just something interesting. As well, this is a presentation video. That's right. That's right. The full length thing, you know. But for what this is a wasteland environment. And unlike, man, the projects I did, these assets, these are from, different projects, from different assignments I did, like modular modeling, hard surface modeling, curved surface, and organic, right? And including this, right, here. So I thought I might show you, go through that process. So let's get to it. And yeah, I mean, what's the first thing you probably might be seeing? Okay, you might be seeing, you know, the buildings right here. Now, like I said, this is a apocalypse. This is a wasteland, right? So, so you might be one. So there should be like much like there wouldn't be much people. There wouldn't be lively. And when it comes to wasteland, it's typically kind of abandoned, right? So let's kind of get to a closer look. Now it's like right here, let's see. Now, uh, you might be noticing it looks a little weird, right? It's not that straight, it's not even. And the reason is, in my thought process, right, it's gonna look a little ruined, or at least like weathered off. So you wanna, so that's kind of the thing here. I was like, how do I visually showcase that not only is this abandoned, like these buildings, right? Like these buildings are abandoned, but like also that that you know that they worn off over time. Like, how do I visualize that? And really, just how not that vibrant, right? Like I can imagine like these being apartments, right? People living in it. Like that's the way I can imagine it, right? And that's kind of why I made it like that big. But like honestly, honestly, if I was given a bit more like a- actually I'll get to that like in the like later on when I kind of do the when I kind of look back on this, but like for now, keep that thought. Like keep the thought that these, while I'd say are pretty good, can be could be done more if I was given more time. So keep that in mind. Until I get to the reflection part. But now honestly, I just did the planes because I need something like you really can't, you really can't have like you can't exactly have like all these assets, you know, if there's nothing that they can be on, right? So I just created a plane, just simple. That way I can like place all the meshes, the models on there, kind of lay that out. But yeah, just to get that out of the way. But getting back to the buildings, okay, this is done by modular building, modular modeling. So let's actually break this down a little bit. Let's kind of visualize this right here. Uh, so separate. Ooh, it's gonna hate me for that. But while it loads, you see these walls and the corner walls? Those are individual meshes, okay? And so is that roof and the floor. Like I added the floor. Like I know I'm not gonna like show what's inside, but like that's the thing here. That these individual meshes kind like I did them in the way where you kind of have this. It's like you have to have them be like like a Lego piece, right? Like it needs to like fit nicely together, right? To where you can like build, turn these individual Lego pieces into a complete Lego set, right? And this is kind of a similar thing here, except you're creating these models, right? Including the floor. So yeah, if there was a weird cut that's after like it's done loading or something, like trying to make sure it kind of runs, but like really I do want to kind of show it, like show that off a little bit at like some point. Oh, thinking. Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay. You see that? You see this highlight right here? That is like one right there. So yeah, can I move? Okay, good. Yeah, so is this one right here. Yeah, right there. That's also an individual part. Yeah. And yeah, and if we look in there, I even did like the inside right here. Let's actually get in there. Yeah, like notice the inside too, right? And I did this like kind of attention to detail. I know it's a bit counterproductive, but you have to like get into the mindset like if you were to walk in, right? Cuz like pretty much like buildings or at least like houses have these like baseboards, right? And so really that's kind of what I did right here, but like the building, like the exterior, I made sure I intentionally made it like uneven, right? Again, to kind of show how ruined it really is, but I also did like the baseboards. Now, initially, oh yeah, sorry, but like initially, like it was gonna be like a, oh man, sorry, yeah, let me kind of, yeah, there we go. See these floorboards right there? Yeah, I did that like intentionally, right, to kind of give like the floors texture, but like it, almost like the baseboards, I made it uneven, but unlike the baseboards or like the walls, I just made them uneven because really they're kind of like they're basically like wood planks, right? And that's something I want to reflect in the way I model it. But it works pretty well, or at least I think so. Simply because again, it kind of creates this like abandoned, like the building's abandoned. So I feel like I did a pretty dope job on that. But like, okay, moving on to to the trees right here. Now, this right here is pretty interesting. And You also kind of like notice the these little things right here. These are flowers, right? These are flowers that I created, and really, when it comes to like apocalypse, right? You have to be like really really specific, right? Because you say apocalypse, okay? What apocalypse? What's the environment like? Because let's use video games for this one. Like for instance, like Last of Us, The Last of Us, and Fallout. They are both apocalyptic games. Like you can't that's something you can't deny. But however, the difference between Last of Us, right? It's more like a zombie game where it's infested with life, including like the fungus, including like fungus spores, which is how it spread, infected people, and kind of created this apocalyptic world. While as like something like Fallout, this is a 50s, 60s, maybe 70s retro futuristic, you know, world in America where it's like think of it like a retro futuristic city and society, but got nuked. And they have these things called vaults. There's raiders. There's mutants. So on, so forth. But essentially, they're very different. Like, matter of fact, Fallout has done it like a pretty and like a great job. Like especially like New Vegas 3 and the first two Fallout games, they did a pretty good job with the world building. But but getting okay, getting to the point here, like you have to be very specific because one apocalypse is very different. And so I have to, and before I, really found the assets and go, yep, I want to do this and that. I thought about what kind of apocalypse I am modeling, what kind of environment I am, and I decided to kind of settle for a like a like a modern Florida. Yeah, because like with Florida, you can kind of, to me, you can kind of get to the chaotic nature of it, like crocodiles, which, funny enough, there's a statue right there, and I'll address that, after the plants. Now, this is pretty much why I chose like flowers and the palm trees, right? But I mean, I could do, and here's the thing, I could do the typical palm tree, but then I decided, you know what? Let's get weird with it. Like that's the thing. Florida is a pretty chaotic, pretty. I mean, think about it. It's pretty weird. Killing alligators again. So I kind of lean. So really, and that's something not done really much. So I leaned not just the abandoned, but the weirdness. Like I can imagine for this game, if I were to make a video game and I'm using these assets for a wasteland, it would probably most definitely be a pretty weird, chaotic game. Like think Borderlands. Think the Borderlands games, right? It's chaotic. It has its strangeness, and that's what made it unique, right? And you can kind of extend that to New Vegas a little bit because it has some weird, like random encounters. It has that weirdness, but I feel like it's mostly like, but for that game, it's mostly like random encounters or like old world blues. But like I feel like Borderlands is a better. But like it's Borderlands is a better visual of just what I'm talking about when it comes to like the weirdness. But like yeah, the flowers I added that just to kind of help, kind of help show it's there's organic matter, which that's probably how I imagine like puddles and like moss or like plants growing on the buildings, which is something I would probably have to do, like learn and then just apply that on them. But that's essentially what I went for, and how I did it. Okay, these were cylinders, right? This is organic modeling and also a bit of curves, like so. How I did this, okay? That I took like a cube, okay, for the leaves. I took a cube and I did like the edge loops, and then I did something, and then like once I had that, like the leaf the way I wanted, I did the uh, I went to the form and then bend, right? I clicked on that and then I kind of adjusted, to just make it look like a leaf, right? But that's kind of the trick. So if y'all want to like make your own leaf, that's how you would do it. That's how I would do it. But yeah, but like okay, moving on, and that's how I did with the flowers. But like moving on, you know, uh, the crocodile. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is literally part one for this. Just to make something like a complex model that's like the center of the map, right? Yeah. This is kind of like, you know what? I don't know what I was thinking. Okay? I don't know. I was like, you know what? Make an alligator. You know, I'm sure, it would look wonderful. And then it really, I had to figure out how to do it. But, and oh yeah, by the way, the reason why it's kind of smooth is I'm using I'm like, this is a smooth render preview. So the way you would do it, okay, in case you did not know how to do it, okay, uh, you press three, it will kind of do that, and it will do that for you. But like, okay, the way I so how do I do this is first of all, I just tackled the alligator first, right? I tackled the alligator essentially, really because it would be probably like the most difficult, probably like complex. So this is here's so I started with the torso, right? I start right here and then worked all the way to the neck, to the neck of the crocodile, and then I worked my way to the tail, right? But like, and I use a cube for that, subdivide, extrusions, and you know did all of that. But really, really, yeah. And to me, I just want to like make a goofy like level. And yeah, I remember sharing, chatting with a friend, sharing and say, hey, I made this crocodile. And one of my friends, like, shout out to like one of my friends for suggesting this, but they said, you know what, you should add a hat to this, and I was like, you know what, maybe I will add a hat, and really, That's pretty much perfect. This is perfect. This is like goofy. And I kind of went, and I just went along with this. Like, I just went with, and right here, like, you see the flowers, and, oh, sorry, whoops. Yeah. I also put an axe here, and the flowers, You know? Like, I imagine if you're in a nuclear wasteland, think, or a wasteland in general, okay? You have no idea what this statue is for, okay? You have to, and what is the weirdest thing? And I go, probably, and I go, okay. Let's just visualize this as the people, like, what is the weirdest thing Florida can do? Oh yeah, let's make this be worshipped like a god. They think, you know, think about this, okay? That's kind of how I would visualize it right here. Like, I can imagine like a bunch of like almost people who are almost like raiders, maybe like anarchists, kind of worship the crocodile. I don't know why. Maybe they just worship it, just for whatever, maybe KI. But I do want to, like, visualize putting the axe here, putting these flowers, almost to kind of show as if they're paying it as tribute, right? And in some sort of fashion, like they're giving up their most valuable possessions for this crocodile god, even though it's just a crocodile statue. But like that's essentially that's essentially the vibe I'm going with. And for me it just works well with the chaotic, environment. But like okay, but like overall, I do enjoy this and I do like it. Honestly, I like how it all comes together right here. Okay. But if I were to be, let's just say I want to have more time, and let's just say I want to improve, make it, like, let's just say I want to make a game where I just want to make like a very, very professional environment, right? Maybe a client, told me this, or I was in the company. What would I be doing for this? And the first thing I would do is have doors, like create a modular mesh for the door, right? Because while it looks good, at least having attention to detail, like having a door there would make absolute sense, right? But also, like if they're apartments, maybe have like a stairs, a railing, going, at like the side of the buildings. Maybe make it make like this whole plane a little bigger, just to give these buildings some space. Maybe add roads, maybe add lights for the environment. I would also, for this, I would also add vehicles with damaged windows. Maybe have like some canisters kind of spread around, just to make it like feel, to just add in, just lean to the weird and chaotic. Maybe have some strange things spread around the city, just to lean towards the strangeness of it. But and honestly, if I were to render, like, let's just say I want to add like textures, I would make the buildings like have like shattered glass, have moss, plants, vines. Maybe have like the floor be covered in puddles, right? Just to kind of hammer home the Wasteland look to it. And yeah, but like apart from these, I feel like it would be much better. It could have been way better, right? But apart from that, I really hope you like this, right? I hope you like it. And I hope you have a good day. See ya later.